Alright everyone, it's still mystifying to me how there are people who think that Andy Cuomo is potential presidential material in the future. Like, they're like, oh, in 2024, you know, because Biden would be 82 at that point. Kamala is not really qualified to run and nobody likes her. I think she's more of an insurance policy. Like, imagine that you hated Biden enough to foment evil against him, but then you're like, well, yeah, but if Kamala gets in there, things will be 100 times worse, so whatever, I'm just going to sit in the bunker for the next 4 years, I think. I think that might have been part of the purpose. But Andy Cuomo is the most ignorant fuckwad, I think, in modern politics. I'm sketching. I think Whitmer would come close, maybe Inslee or Newsom, but even they, I think, pale in comparison to him. Now he's saying, well, law, but he's like crying and doing his patented trademark whiny voice that he does. The most grating, fucking disgusting thing I see from a politician since I watched that clip of Erdogan that one time where he was giving a speech where he had a head cold. He was squeaking like a fucking rodent. But he's so stupid. He's calling like sheriffs and law enforcement that won't enforce his unconstitutional COVID response because he wants to enslave people, basically. The WHO isn't telling him to do it. The CDC's not telling him to do it. He just wants to play little dictator. He's like the shorter, shrimpier version of Goebbels, I guess. He's calling them dictators. Talk about projection. Oh my God, they won't enforce my unlawful dictates, which are already undergoing active court challenges in multiple other states, including successful cases like in Michigan? You mean the sheriffs are doing their job and enforcing legitimate laws? That the police don't want to break into people's homes and kick down their doors because they had Thanksgiving with, you know, more than 5 people present or some stupid shit? Oh my God, though, they want to be dictators. So, in other words, you're a dictator if you want to promote liberty. This reminds me a lot of leftist arguments about how you're a Nazi if you don't want to burn books. Oh, you mean you don't want to silence some random person out in a shed with a webcam who said a racial slur? Well, then you're a Nazi too. You support fascism because you don't want billion-dollar corporations making that sort of judgment call. It's the same fucking shit. Andy Cuomo is involved with it. And he's not even a leftist. He's just a neoliberal. He's part of the machine politics of New York. He's just like any of the others. They're all exactly the fucking same. Look at de Blasio. De Blasio is further to the actual left. But he's also a police state lover. He's more like a Kamala Harris. Andy Cuomo is more like Biden. He's out to lunch. He's not very good at the word game sloganeering thing. When you're calling someone a wannabe dictator for refusing an order that they're construing as unlawful, when you've gotten to the point, I think that even a lot of Democrats are bristling at the idea that the government should be shutting down Thanksgiving and Christmas. Because really, what you're talking about is private property with voluntary interpersonal interactions by people that know one another. They're not endangering the public. They're not going out in public. They're in somebody's home. It's just like with Newsom's ban on parties there in California. You saw on the 4th of July, for example, California said, you're not allowed to do fireworks. You can't get together and have the barbecue and set off fireworks because, oh, well, there's a drought, and the firemen might get COVID if they have to go to a call. And, by the way, there were no major fires, I think, associated with the 4th of July there. And meanwhile, they had, like, helicopter shots of Los Angeles, and it was so funny hearing the MSM tut-tut the people of L.A. Well, I know it's a stunning sight, it's quite lovely, but really, this shouldn't be happening. It's illegal. It was so funny to hear them fucking whine. Yeah, but they're just cucks. They would love to be setting off explosives at the same time and be like beer drunk and eating a T-bone, but they're cucks, so they're not going to do that. They like to be the little the teacher's pet and get some little brownie points so that they don't get shut down, so they don't get reallocated to the hinterlands for their broadcast. But I mean, in one sense, it's funny. When Cuomo's using the term dictator to describe sheriffs or whatever, they're saying, hey, I got better things to do than break down your door if you're eating turkey, so, you know, fuck it. It's stupid on one hand, but it's dangerous. I think it sets a dangerous precedent that we've gotten to the point where we're acting as though governors, mayors, and so forth should ever even insinuate that they have the power to enact this kind of thing. And it's not even through proper legislation. There's no bill that went before the House of Representatives and Senate of New York saying we're banning Thanksgiving this year. It's just a dictate by the governor. And that's blatantly unlawful. It totally contravenes the Fourth Amendment right to people to be secure in their homes and persons against unreasonable search and seizure. If the police are breaking down your door because you have more than 10 people in your residence, doing something as innocuous as eating fucking stuffing. Or on Christmas, opening some gifts. You know, I guess Cuomo should get coal. That'd be a good idea, by the way, a protest. They should mail him coal for the holidays. You didn't get that idea from me. Officially, that's just a joke. You shouldn't take that idea to 4chan or Reddit or anything like that. You know, you shouldn't mail him like little pictures of the Grinch or something. But, I mean, the idea that the government would have any right to do that clearly contravenes the Fourth, in spirit and in physical principle. This is why the attempted lockdown in Michigan fell flat. Whitmer was struck down by her own state Supreme Court. She had to wiggle her way around it using, I think, the Health Bureau there or something to partially enact what she wanted to do because she couldn't do it through normal legislation. She got blocked. And then she was complaining, oh my God, the Supreme Court wants people to die. You remember that and how fucking whiny it was? When these people get smacked down, it's funny to see them grandstand about, well, you want grandma to die. You mean you don't think that it's feasible for me to use an executive order at the state level to force all of our citizens to wear hazmat suits when they go to the grocery store? What, you want kids to die? It's that same fucking authoritarianism wrapped up with a bow mentality that we had after 9/11. Well, here's the Patriot Act. Oh, you don't support it? You don't want us to spy on your library records? Monitor your phone records? You don't want us to rummage through your trash? You don't want us to control what music can be played on the radio through the FCC? You're unpatriotic. Clean coal. Oh, you don't support this? Well, then I guess you want people breathing in more fumes or something. Antifa. Oh, you don't support me burning Wendy's to the ground? Well, you're a fucking Nazi. You must be a fascist lover. It's the same fucking word games. Andy Cuomo is a pile of bullshit. Steaming horseshit. That's about all. Peace out.